Mic'd up.
Welcome, everybody, to the Warrior Companion podcast on Mic'd Up. I'm your host, John Rager, PJ Mic'd Up broadcaster, and joined by Jack Bodolosky, also known as Doc Bodo, who's the founder of Warrior Companion, which provides funds for the pet health care of the service dogs of disabled veterans. This episode is brought to you by the Animal Hospital of Sullivan County, and it's in New York, where pets are family, and also brought to you by the home of Warrior Companion and the golf tournament coming up, Sullivan County Golf Club. Hey, our guest today is from the great state of Texas, holds 6 Guinness World Records, raised $1 million cheating for charity, and has so much energy he makes coffee nervous. Please welcome Michael Furr.
Thank you.
There you are,
Thank you,
Michael.
John.
Michael,
Thank you, John.
you're out in the middle. Michael, you're out in the middle of the golf course there. Where are you?
I am. I'm in Texas over here, Texas 9. It's an old John McClain training facility. So yeah, it's a world-class par 3 golf course. So I'm out here just hanging out.
Well, that's absolutely fantastic, and it's going to be a treat because we're going to see you hit some shots and different things like that help you establish these world records. But before we get into all this, Doc Bodo, known as Jack Bodolosky, the founder of Warrior Companion. Jack, why don't you say a few words about Warrior Companion, and later on in the broadcast, we'll talk a little bit about this upcoming golf tournament.
Well, we all know Warrior Companion is near and dear to my heart. I'm a combat medic, founded Warrior Companion in 2015. 2019, I finally had a direction for it, where we provide medical care and health care for service animals for disabled veterans and first responders, because a lot of them guys and girls are on a fixed income and they can barely feed themselves, let alone feed a service animal and take care of them. And one of the ways we do this is with sports and direct donations, tournament charities, and that's where Michael comes into play. Michael's been a great advocate for Warrior Companion. They actually, the wind just took over his camera.
Yeah, it looked like the wind knocked down his camera. That's the beauty of live broadcasting right here. We are in the field on site, and it's getting breezy down there in Texas. Continue on, Doc.
That's because Oklahoma sucks, right, Mike?
That's right. That's right. That's because they have weak beer.
They got weak beer. That's right.
This thing's mounted up. It's not falling down again.
But anyway, Doc, we'll go into this a little bit later on. But for our viewers out there, if you go to warriorcompanion.com, you'll get to know everything about it, and you even see a link to watch some of these companion podcasts that we've been doing on Mic'd Up.
Yeah,
so with that, we're going to jump in with Michael. Michael, so give our viewers a quick background on yourself and your 6 Guinness World Records. It's not easy to set a world's record in anything, much less a Guinness World Record. And we know you just established a new one here just within weeks. So that was your 6th one, I understand. But tell us a little bit about your journey on that and these world records that you've established.
Well, thank you so much, first of all. And Doc, thanks for everything that you do for not just the people in your state, but around the country. It's very inspirational to see you go out of your way to help make other people's lives and their service animals a better life. So thanks, Doc.
Oh,
thank you,
my
Doc.
pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. So I am a golf professional. I'm a retired tennis professional. I played professional tennis for about 5 years, straight out of high school, and blew out both my knees and couldn't run no more. So had to find something else to do. So I started playing golf. I turned professional in golf in 1997. I was the #1 caddy master in Texas for roughly 15 years.
Wow.
I'd seen roughly every charity fundraising element there is in the game. And so I created my own element and my own fundraising gimmick that's unlike anything else. So because I'd seen so many different things, I had seen a lot of things that were not proper in charity fundraising. And so I have great checks and balances. We have 8-foot drivers that we challenge the golfers to swing from around the country. These things are very big and very long.
Holy smokes, how long is that driver you're holding there?
It's 96 inches.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, it's 96 inches. So a regulation driver is roughly 4 feet. I created my own long drive challenge by making drivers twice as long as normal. And so that's the reason why they're all 8 feet long, because it's twice as long as normal. Bringing a new challenge. Most fundraising gimmicks do not allow you to try anything fun or golf related on the golf course. You typically are just paying money to donate, and that's pretty much it. So I created a golf show for the golfers to try to have as much fun as possible because they're donating money for a needy cause, and so I want to give them value to their donations by providing
So, Michael,
a variety.
you call that cheat for charity? I understand you've raised $1 million for charity with this.
Yes, sir. It took me 6 years to raise $54,000. So it takes me now about 3.5 years to raise $500,000. So yeah, it took me roughly 12 years to raise $1 million. We're on a 6.5 year pace to raise the next $1 million.
Wow.
It's a lot of fun, a lot of blessings, but it's not 144 people at a time. It's 4 golfers at a time. 4 golfers at a time. I've averaged $27 per golfer over my span in my career, and that is in front of 37,000 golfers. So the average of
And
my
you got to
37,000
remember,
golfers.
you also got to remember there was COVID in the mix of that. That's why it took you a little longer to get to your $1 million mark. So for almost 2 years, you weren't allowed to do anything.
Yeah, so it's always a challenge. Everything's a challenge. But
Hey,
if
Michael,
it was easy,
explain to us what you do with this on the golf course to raise that money. What are you guys doing? How's this work? If I'm playing in the Warrior Companion golf tournament and I roll up and there's Michael Furr, what are you doing out there to get in our pockets?
I challenge the golfers to cheat for charity. So any teams that donate at my par 5, the entire team gets to try my custom 8-foot drivers or jumbo-headed golf clubs, giving great value to their donations. So we're typically on a 550-yard par 5 or longer. For $60 for the team, they can tee off from 250 yards and move forward. For $80 for the team, they can move forward to 125 yards. We incrementally let them move up, and we have 5 different price points. We are selling hole-in-ones. We are selling zeros, which are ultimate scores, and we put stickers to put on the scorecard to show that they legitimately got a hole in one or legitimately got a zero.
How much does that cost for a hole in one?
Not very much, $120.
Oh, well then, so for viewers out there, if you see Michael, make sure if you're at a tournament he's involved with, yeah, bring enough cash in your pocket. It looks like you're going to need at least $120 a man.
We
That's right.
average $108 every 10 minutes, all year long. So that includes every team that seeded and donated, and that also includes the title sponsors that said, you know what, we're title sponsors, we're good to go. So our average is still $27 per golfer throughout the entire year and throughout my entire career.
So, Michael, how many tournaments a year does Cheat for Charity appear at?
Anywhere from 40 to 55.
Oh my goodness! And they're probably not spread out the whole year because you're down in Texas, so it's probably condensed more into a smaller season. From the weather.
Yeah, with us here in Texas, March, April, May, a little bit of June, and then September, October. Those are our 5 prime months for charity fundraising. And
Well,
this is one of the things.
Michael, we're going to shift gears. You're out there in the middle of the course. Let's talk about Guinness World Records. 6 of them. Not many people have that many world records for anything, and you got 6 Guinness World Records. Tell us about that.
Well, it is a lot of fun. It is challenging. I'm an only child from a single parent household, so I spent a lot of time with myself, maybe working with sports. Sports was my babysitter. Sports kept me out of trouble as a young kid, keeping me positively engaged and always trying to improve, always trying to do better. And sports saved my life. I mean, I probably might have been in trouble if sports didn't save me. So, and I've always been into team sports, but as I got older and became a teenager, I was all into the individual sports. So I was a tennis professional. I was a blue chip athlete straight out of in high school and junior high, and I didn't make the right decisions while I was under scholarship, and so I lost my scholarship. I exceeded the amount of money I was allowed to make as an amateur working at a country club.
Yeah, well,
And
yeah.
that was before the rules. Look, in 1987, I made $14,000 over a 75-day time period, and that's way too much money. And so I got banned from the NCAA for 2 years. And I thought, wow, I'm making great money. I'll just be a tennis pro until I blew out both my knees and couldn't run no more. And so then I learned the difference of personal satisfaction versus really needing to get your education. So yeah,
Well, what
I
got
wished
into
I
your
could have done
head
that
as far
different.
as what got into your head as far as trying to set your first Guinness World Record? How in the world did that come about?
I've made an entertainment video with one of these 8-foot drivers. So I have a regular driver. My boss says, "Hey, Fur, I don't think you have enough club. This is a par five." I'm like, "Really?" He says, "Here, why don't you hit this one? Now you got enough club." So it was really a punchline. That's how it actually started. And then John Daly needed an extra fundraising element at his golf tournament. And
Oh,
so I brought my 8-foot drivers out. He was my very first show. And so that's really kind of how it all got started.
you mean John Daly, our
A
good
birthday
boy
boy.
vodka guy,
A birthday
Oh
boy
yeah,
too.
yeah.
our
He's
Happy
6 years
Gilmore
old.
2 guy? Oh, by the way, 2 major championships guy.
Yeah, he's 60 years old now. So he really doesn't like my 8-foot drivers just because the success rate is not very good. And actually, he's 0 for 18. He's swung it 3 times a year for 6 years, and then he throws it as far as he can the fourth time. So he's 0 for 18. So he's 0 for 18. But when he does it, his club touches the ground, which he's got too big a swing, and he's not coachable at all.
Hey, we're going to talk a little bit about your latest Guinness World Record. Now, we can't do a visual. We can obviously do the visual on the long clubs that you're swinging and this, that, and the other. But this was different. It was a pyramid of golf balls being stacked, and it's a lot harder than you think. It's so hard that you actually established a Guinness World Record on it. So we obviously can't just like reassemble that for the companion podcast here. But at the same time, tell us about this world record, but the community involvement and what you did to unite a community in Texas to do this. Tell us about your latest Guinness World Record with the pyramid ball stack.
I tell you, it was a challenge to my fans and my followers and my team. After breaking the Guinness World Record 5 times for swinging the world's longest golf clubs in history, and currently my world record golf club is the length of a 4-story building. So if you go up to the fourth
Oh,
floor, up to the window, that's how tall my golf club is from the ground to the roof.
wow.
51 feet. So those are all for myself, doing it for myself, personal accolades. And so everybody keep asking me, well, why don't you do it for someone else? Why don't you help someone else break a record? Why don't you share the accolades? So I picked out my team. I picked out the concept. I picked out the city. My great friends in Benbrook, they've been running a par three golf course there for 40 years. They're the original site location for First Tee that before First Tee even had a name. They were just a concept. And they were the very first site of the 1,200 locations that are available now. So, because Debbie and Terry does so much for the community and has done so much for the kids, I wanted them to be my partners. They have this driving range. They have a par three course. They have plenty of golf balls. So we developed our team around that, and we made Benbrook the city to share this with. So we got the city council involved. We got the city involved. We got the mayor involved. They brought us out to a big festival that has roughly 15,000 people at it, and they put us up on a big stage and made us a spectacle. And so what our goal was to encourage all the people coming in and out of the festival to sign a golf ball and add it to our pyramid. The
Wow.
good thing about my golf club world record was is I had over 500 kids sign my golf club, all up and down the golf club, and so that made the kids part of my world record in their own special way. because their signature and their participation was actually on the golf club. And so I wanted to take that minor little experience that I use with the kids on the golf club and roll that over to the pyramid. Um, we had the chamber, we had the special city council sign some special golf balls, and when the pyramid was halfway built, I had the mayor come in and put them right in the heart of the pyramid because the city council and the mayor is the heart of the city that helps guide them throughout the year. So um, it was very well planned out, very well thought out. Um, they have 35,000 people that live in the city, and over 3,500 people signed a golf ball. So 10% of the entire town signed a golf ball to go with the pyramid. So that was probably one of the coolest parts in itself.
That
Very
is
rewarding
really
because
super cool because you, as an average person, we could be part of a world record and truly say we were part of that world record.
And making history.
even yeah, and no matter how small part of it is, it's the part that we included. So my concept with this world record was team, family, community, and inclusion. So I included people that would normally not be included in something to this magnitude. And to see the kids want to come sign another golf ball, like the kids would come by and sign 5 or 6 golf balls. They just want to do it again and again and again because they thought it was so fun. And for us, it was fun too to be able to see the reactions of the kids and the parents too. It was really fun, very rewarding. I can't wait until I present the city with their Guinness World Record certificate, the mayor, and my team. That's the funnest part, and that's actually the last part of the record, which is the preparation and the presentation part. So
Well, that's just
blessings.
absolutely fantastic. That's kind of key to the city stuff. I don't know what that key would open up around those parts, but that is fantastic. That's inspirational. That's heartwarming. That is really something. So
And
congratulations
and
on
they
that,
and
Mike.
Key
they made
key
and
to
they
the city. So
they
I'm actually trying to get my teammates, which are leaders in the community, the keys to the city from the mayor. I asked the mayor if I could become an honorary citizen once we get the record, and he says I got the power for that. But if he's
Oh,
got the
that
power for that, he can give my 2 teammates the keys to the city and elevate them in the community stature once again, which is my goal. Which is my goal.
Hey, let's
that's
shift
awesome.
gears for a second here now. We're going to go over to Jack because I know you're going to be an integral part of this tournament up in New York in June. And so we're going to turn this over to Doc Bodo over there, and he's going to tell us about the Warrior Companion Golf Tournament. It's going to be held in Catskills, New York, coming up June 14th and 15th.
Yep, Flag Day, so wear your colors. It's going to be quite an amazing day. We got a golf cart donated to us by unlimitedcarts.com up in
You mean a golf cart, like a brand new golf cart?
it's a 2021. It's used, but it's everything is new on it, which is
Wow.
great. And that's going to be stationed as part of the um, permanent resident at the Sullivan County Golf Course. And you can, when you rent your cart, you can say, "Hey, I'd like to use the Warrior cart," and add a little donation to it, and it'll
Because
be
it's going to be
attached.
wrapped specially, right?
Yeah, it's
There's a
going to be.
special wrap
It's
on it.
being wrapped. It's being wrapped right now. Marco and his wife are in the process of doing that. We'll start having some information as it starts to get wrapped. We'll have some like little snippets coming out as it's being done. And the plan is to have it there on June 14th as the unveiling. That'll probably be around 2 o'clock that day. Um, and so now we have our own golf cart there, which is great. You could
Hey,
be a
Doc,
member.
tell us a little bit about where this is and why it's there.
So it's going to be at the Sullivan County golf course in Liberty, New York. It's a 9-hole course that Tom Coyne, Jason Kels, Bill Murray, and Sims all own. They're 4 partners on it. I had the privilege and the honor to golfing with Tom and Bill Murray last year, and they love my charity so much that they made that course our home course. It's a little 9-hole course, which is I called it wilderness golf because it's rough, but it's beautiful. if you get really well at shots off the hills, those difficult shots. The architect of the course got a hole in one on his new hole he designed with my ball and Tom Hoyd's golf
That
club.
was a
So
that was
now we have a
amazing.
warrior hole that we're going to have. That's going to be the warrior hole, hole 6, and we're just gonna have an amazing time. We're gonna go out there and play a round of 9. We have enough room for 36 golfers, so it's a short field. So we're not out there all day, and we're gonna come back to a backyard style buffet, which will be outside, all weather permitting. And why that's going on, we're going to have Slam Allen, one of the greatest blues players, uh, performing for us while we're eating dinner and just making new friends over golf, food, and music. I mean, it's just the perfect idea of a putting the community together and having a fun time, and then raising money not only for my charity but also for Steam Fund, where they help kids with music and provide them instruments and places to go get music lessons, and they're part of the schools. So here we're incorporating the kids into this as well. It's not just about veterans; it's about our future generations that are coming up that need support. And that's one way that we can support our future generations and support our veterans in the community.
Well,
It's going
that's
to be a great
fantastic.
time.
I know that you could go to warriorcompanion.com right now and be able to click and sign up for that golf tournament. Hey, and the Warrior Companion podcast is going to be there. I mic'd up there.
Yeah,
We're going
yeah,
to
we're gonna be side by side,
we're going to
and
Hey
grab our
John,
phone and we're going to walk around and we're going to get Michael Furr on and Slam Allen and
we can't forget Rodney's going to be there.
Rodney
So
Dangerfield
Rodney's going to be
impersonator.
there.
Yeah,
Straighten you out on your golf lessons.
yeah. So we're
So he's going to be out there as well with us, and I'm really excited to have him. It's just going to be a fun time. So
well.
between
That's
hey
Michael
John,
Furr
fantastic.
and his long drivers, and Rodney Dangerfield out there with his boombox, and Slam Allen playing music, and I just can't see how this can't be a good time. So
Well,
hey
remind
John.
everybody, go to warriorcompanion.com and do that. Hey, Michael, how's the weather
Yeah.
down there?
Well, it's a little breezy. I've still got my jacket on. Hey, speaking of raising money for Warrior Companion, I had an idea for Doc to create a website specifically for Golf Club of Sullivan County and let the golfers there register their birdie that they made, register their eagle that they made. They could register a par, but they by registering their official score on the website gives them an opportunity to make a donation to Warrior Companion
that's
by putting
great.
Well,
the
you know
QR.
what? You know what's really cool about that, Michael? I love that idea. I'll tell you why. Because no one needs to verify the score. So let's say for $50, you could say, "Hey, I had a hole in one on hole number 7 there, and here's
Who's
my
who's
$50,
gonna know, right?
everybody."
Who's gonna
Talking
know,
about
right?
cheating
Now
for
it's
charity.
To
so
whole
what I,
new
I
whole
talked
new level.
I have talked to Doc about this before about creating a website specifically just to honor the birdies and scores at the golf
Yeah.
course. But really, it ties to because now after they've registered that, they have an opportunity to make a donation, right? And make a cause, even if it's small or big or whatever. But we would actually put the QR codes on each one of the insides of the windshields of every golf cart available at the golf course.
Wow.
I just think it's
That's
a
a good
good
idea.
way to continue to share the word, tell the word, get the word out there, but also let them put their score on the wall of fame,
That's
and it could be
fantastic.
called
Hey,
the
And
Warrior
become the number one wilderness golfer.
well, I
Companion.
love it. I
Really
love
good.
this. Absolutely love that idea. That's pretty cool. Hey, I want to shift gears off over to you, Doc, and talk about. This is all about the warrior companions, which are the canines that are the working with the veterans with the PTSD and those kind of things. Tell us a little bit about. Just give us an example of a warrior companion and what impact that companion has on a veteran's life.
Well, one of my favorite ones, and I'm not supposed to have any favorite ones, but she's my favorite anyway, is Sophia. She's
Oh.
a Burmese mountain dog. She actually was begging Bill Murray for food. Um, and we have pictures to prove it.
Well,
Oh yeah,
we
I wanted that.
we actually have on our social media. You just put in Warrior Companion, you'll all kinds of social media pop up on Facebook and Instagram, and yeah, and that picture's on our Warrior
And
Companion podcast blog.
and
Yeah.
unfortunately, someone didn't have their camera landscape because they would have Jason Kels standing next to me too, because
Yeah, he's
Jason
right
Kels
there
was
off to
there
the
as well.
side.
Well, we'll
But
Photoshop them in if we need
well,
to.
there
There
you
you
go.
go.
We could do that for sure.
Yeah.
We'll Photoshop in Taylor Swift or something or instead. But yeah. Sophia is Michael Epstein's dog. He was a sergeant in the army. He was a Bradley Governor in the Gulf War that I fought in. Actually, the guy seen actual combat, has audio of being in combat. Um, Suffers from combat a sarin gas exposure. So supposedly we blew up a baby formula plant that had sarin gas in it, and we were all exposed to sarin gas. Well, he was further to the east of me, and probably he got a lot more of the gas than what I got to the west of him. So as you further you move away from it, the less gas you get. So it put lesions on his brain, and he has seizures. And I've actually watched Sophia signal to him that he's ready to have a seizure. She'll jump up on his chest and lick his ear. And if she does that more than once, he needs to sit down or lay down because he's about to go into a seizure. And about the third time when she does that, he's pretty much on his way for a seizure. I watched her nuzzle underneath his neck and get underneath his head so he didn't bang his head on the ground while he was going through a seizure. That dog is so important to him. Um, and I couldn't imagine, God forbid, something ever happened to Sophia where she needed veterinarian care, because I know what Michael lives on.
Yeah.
It's very strapped. He's very strapped for money, and the animal will be very expensive for him to take care of. And Newfoundlands have a lot of health issues that go with them, mostly allergies. And being up in upstate New York, there's a lot of allergens in the air with all the trees and pollen and grass and everything else. So um, she's probably I get to know her more intimately than the other ones that we cover. We cover Skeeter from PGA Hope, Chris's dog. He lives down in Florida. I don't get to spend much time with them because I'm not around them. Michael, I at least golf with once a month or twice a month. We try to get outside together and have a good time together because, to be honest, we just don't know how long we're going to be around with all the ailments that we were, exposed to. And I love enjoying my time with Sophia too, because she's a great dog, and it really it really makes me be more connected and appreciate life, and helps with my PTSD, knowing that I am still being their doc and making sure they're cared for mentally, physically, and environmentally to this day. So I'll never stop being a medic. So um, and that's why I do what I do, and that's why we
That's
do it.
why
That's
you're.
why, yeah.
That's why you're a true warrior. That's why you're the warrior for Warrior Companion. You fight the fight, and you create the structure so that everybody else's lives can potentially be a little easier with a little less burden. And it's all because of you and your vision, pets and
Well, I got
vets.
to tell you, with all your guys' support, I couldn't do it alone. That's for sure, and I really appreciate both you and John tremendously, and anyone, Tom Coyne, Bill Murray, Jason Kels, everybody that's involved. Colleen, that's the manager of the golf course, that's helping me with all the stuff that we got going on coming up on June 14th. I just can't. I couldn't do it by myself, and I really do appreciate all of you. You have no idea how much I love all of you for doing this with me.
Well,
I've
thank
known
you,
you for
Jack.
8 years, and I've believed in you. I believe in your mission. I believe in your message. I have always said that I would do anything for you and go anywhere for you for whatever reason. I just believe in you and your message, and I'm so thankful for your friendship and just what you do. I mean, to be attached to you and helping do what you do, it makes my life better too.
Well,
I, I'm,
that's great stuff, and let's go ahead and shift gears and get away from this love fest, and let's get you out on this question there, Michael. So, what's coming up for you? What's coming up this summer for you? What do you got going?
Well, I look forward to coming down up to the golf club of Sullivan County on the eighth hole, and where it's an all-inclusive experience. Every single golfer playing in the event for Warrior Companion gets to come try our 8 foot drivers and have a little bit of fun. Like I said, it is an all-inclusive experience. If they would like to donate additionally, they're more than welcome to. We have actually included. Into the price point of the entry fees to where everybody could actually participate with the 8 foot drivers without having to donate additionally. And the Rodney Dangerfield guy, he'll be actually on the hole before me on hole number 7. So we'll actually be pretty close to each other. So it'll be a lot of fun. I just love sharing the experience with the unusual golf clubs and coaching everybody to have as much fun as possible because the next group is always coming.
Now, Michael, I know you're not like right in front of your phone, so you might not be able to see it, but I somehow I inherited this piece of equipment. It's a helmet with a giant golf tee on it, and every time I see Doc, I forget to bring it and give it back to him to get it back to you. But tell us about this helmet that I'm wearing right now, and it's got your Michael Fur logo. It's got the giant tee.
Hey, you
It's a
notice
hard
how
hat. Tell us
the
about
bigger
this.
you notice how the bigger logo is on the back of the helmet. That's where the money shot is, not the front. Yeah. Well,
There it is.
It is called headshots. I raise a lot of money for a lot of baseball booster clubs, and so the baseball helmet hitting golf balls off of the heads of the players. It really started out. The parents wanted me to hit golf balls off their own kids' heads. They would pay money for me to hit a golf ball off their kid's head that they're playing golf with at the tournaments. So that's kind of how that got started. The person that pays the $50 gets to pick one of his 3 opponents, partners that he's playing with, to wear the helmet. So the guy that pays the money has all the stroke. They can actually make my assistant that's collecting the money wear the helmet. If they are willing to. So it's a lot of fun. We try to have fun with each person that's there. We may only have a couple minutes with them, or we could have more time than that. If we have more
well,
time,
I
I'm
gotta, I
handing it
gotta
up.
say, I gotta say, I took one for the team and took one off the top of my head. So
It
Well,
was hot and windy
actually,
that day
for
too.
viewers out there, we have a great YouTube channel, Companion Podcast YouTube channels, the Warrior Companion YouTube, and we have a video clip of this happening. We did a commercial for a previous golf tournament, and Michael and I and Jack, we were down in St. Petersburg, Florida, at the Chichi Rodriguez Golf Course, and we decided we need to get a golf ball hit off of Jack's head with Michael doing it, and then I was just a bystander. And so if you go to you go to our YouTube channel, you'll see links to it all over social media. You get to see what that's like to have a golf ball hit off your head.
and I
Master of
trust,
ceremonies. You are the master of ceremonies, sir. You're not a spectator. You're the master of ceremonies. I'm just going to rephrase that for you.
and I gotta say, I had no concerns that he was not gonna miss the ball. So uh, it was a fun time.
I'm glad you didn't.
David, John was like, "It's generic. We're still rolling. Hit it, Michael." I'm like, "Okay."
All righty. Well, Michael, thank you. Thank you for being on the Warrior Companion podcast. And so we're going to go ahead and wrap this up. So Well, there you have it. You've been watching the Warrior Companion podcast. On behalf of the Animal Hospital, Sullivan County, the Sullivan County Golf Club, Jack Doc Bodolosky, founder of Warrior Companion, and 6-time Guinness World Golf Record holder
Oh,
Michael Furr, I am your host, Mike That Broadcaster John Rager, PJ, saying to please visit warriorcompanion.com and learn how you can help save 2 lives today. See you next time.
Thank